Hello guys, so welcome in this second episode of me building a SaaS, trying to build a Cisco templating SaaS, which can look pretty simple, and trying to trial this with Cloud AI, Cloud Code and the Cloud API. So last time, in the last video, I was able to create something, and this is what I am showing you right now. So based on Cloud Code, it's been able to generate this nice SaaS dashboard. So remember, I just took netconfgen.com for the domain. This is live, so you can try yourself. And I've got this nice view which is showing the templating for access switches and for router. I'm not gonna focus on router right now. It will be the next step. But at the end of the last video, which I didn't record, I just fixed the HTTPS access on port 443, so that's nice. And I did it with Cloud Code as well, so quite easy to do. So now I'm gonna start by showing you how it looks. So I'm gonna try to generate an access switch template. So I'm gonna name my switch test switch armor. Let's say it's a 9348 ports. iOS version will be 17.12.3. I'm gonna assign this dump management IP address, and this will be the default gateway in use. Okay. In this example, I'm gonna take one uplink port, which will be the last copper port available on that switch, so port 48. And I'm just going to generate two VLAN, so 10 and 20, which will be printer. The second one will be voice on that VLAN. And the interesting part is the additional context. So in that, I want to say, for example, I like to assign port 1 to port 12 to the printer VLAN as access port, and we'll see what it does, if it works nicely or not. Okay. Then there is other additional details. So I'm gonna define a dump NTP server. I want CDP and LLDP to be enabled as well. So this is the moment of truth. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I just re-enabled the Cloud API token, so hopefully it's going to work. If not, we will try to fix it. So let's try now. So I'm going to click on generate config. So we can see that it's spinning at the top. And one thing we can improve in the next release or next video, or in this video, is to add like a pop-up with a spinning wheel, just to make sure or show you that the tool is thinking and the Cloud AI is thinking in the background, okay, while we wait for the config generation. So let's wait a little bit. Let's pray, hopefully it's gonna work. And that's it. So here we are landing on netconfgen.com/generate. We can see a bit of context. So it's an access switch, the type of the switch and the host name we've defined. And it says review before deploying, all password and keys appear as change me. So this is like the V1 version, and I don't want to reveal all the secret, all the password, all the password, in the config file because of security reason. It might evolve or not, but yeah, for now, all secret or password will be tagged with this change me tag. Okay, so it's saying that replace each placeholder with a strong site-specific value before applying this config to any device. So if we start to scroll the config, it seems to quite look like a Cisco configuration template, where we define the host name, enable SSH, generate a crypto key, spanning tree is enabled. We've got our two VLAN here. Let's see if our VLAN, our printer VLAN number 10 has been assigned to the first 12 port. It seems like it. switch port access VLAN 10, switch port mod access. Looks good. And is that up to port 12? It is, because if we are looking at port 13, it's just configured as an access port, but without any VLAN assigned to it. So that's good. Let's keep scrolling. If we try to look at the uplink, so uplink has been configured with description uplink trunk, switch port trunk encapsulation .1q, switch port mod trunk, CDP enable, and LLDP transmit and receive. Okay, so I need to check if this is the behavior we want. Obviously, we didn't say on the tool just tag the VLAN we created, so VLAN 10, VLAN 20. I want to review this to see if we just want to tag a specific VLAN or if we want to trunk everything. I think we want to trunk just a specific VLAN for the best practice, but I need to check. We can see that our management interface has been created within VLAN 1. So I think there is one thing to improve here. We want to have the option to assign the management interface or the management SVI to a specific VLAN. So let's keep that in mind, so we can assign a specific VLAN to the management interface. Or maybe as well we can leverage this part, the management VRF, because I think we need to check depending of the model. But on some model we should be able to leverage a dedicated management interface on the switches or the routers. So let's keep that in mind. We can find the IP default gateway. We've disabled HTTP, HTTPS. That's good. Login console critical is enabled. I've generated a nice MOTD with https netconfgen.com, so that's nice. And at the end, we enable console and VTY line 0 to 15. We need to review this. For sure, we want to enable SSH only on the VTY access for SSH access and not telnet. We want to make it to be login local. The only thing I'm thinking, oh yeah, so it's added like a default local username, which is admin. So it's up to you to define it with its own secret password. And with this config, you should be able to log in SSH when the configuration is applied. I will just need to check this because I don't really think we need the password command in there. The other part should be good enough. Okay, but anyway, it seems that Cloud Code did the job. It has generated a nice template for the switch I want to deploy, so that's good. I can copy this into my Notepad or my Sublime on my PC, so I can tweak the secret and password. And if I click there, it takes me back to the main page. So this is very nice starting point, guys. Okay, so let's take it step by step. I guess first I'm gonna try to generate some kind of pop-up. So when we click this button here, generate config, and actually we need to fix this because I don't want this button to disappear, but that will be another task. I want to have some kind of pop-up showing up on the page with a spinning wheel, so I can see that my request is ongoing in the background, and that the Cloud AI infrastructure is thinking about the template I want to generate. Okay, so let's just ask what we need to feed into the Cloud Code environment on the right, so on my VPS here. Okay, so launch Cloud Code on your VPS, that's done. Update the template index to add the loading overlay when generate config button is clicked. Requirements, full screen, semi-transparent. Yeah, that's been nice. Spinning wheel, rotating text every 3 seconds. Analyzing your parameters, applying Cisco best practice. Yeah, that looks good. It's not just a simple text. It's something more nicer to see that it's doing multiple steps in the background, which will look quite nice. Okay, so let's do this. Tech. And let's get Cloud Code to work in the background. So actually at the back end, I want to see the usage. So you see, as long as I'm using Cloud Code, just like that, the current session is going through. And so I have a certain amount of usage per day. And once I reach this threshold, I think I need to wait a couple of hours. And as a reminder, I've purchased the Cloud Pro plan, which is like $20 a month. So it's not too expensive. Okay, so let's get there. It's making some change to template index.html on the right. So do you want to make this edit to index? Yes. Let's trust the thingy. Do you want to make this edit to index.html? Yes, as well. Done. Here's what was added. Okay, so it's edited the CSS and the HTML. So you know what? We're just gonna update the page. We're not expecting any change here, but hopefully it did the trick. So we're gonna do the same stuff with the same value. Tech. Let's make it quick. I'm not gonna put anything in the additional context because it's just a test for now. Let's click on generate config. Let's expand. Top. Okay, so I'm not seeing any change. I don't see any spinning wheel. So maybe it's been kept in cache or something. Let's just ask, I just tried, but there's nothing new. Do I need to open private window? So it generated the template, so that's still good, but it's not what we expect. No need for private window, just hard refresh to clear the cache. So Command Shift R, but first make sure Unicorn was restarted after the change. Okay. Maybe I just need to refresh Unicorn. Tech. Okay. Something's missing here. Okay, so I just followed Cloud Code, and yeah, obviously I forgot to restart the Unicorn services. So I just applied this to reload the web services globally on the app. So let's retry. So I've just reloaded netconfgen.com as well. So let's redo the test quickly. So I'm just putting the same details again. Tech. 10, 20, printer, voice, tac, CDP, LLDP enabled, and we're gonna click again on generate config. So let's see what it does. Nice. So there is a pop-up showing up, applying Cisco iOS XC best practice, generating interface configuration, adding security hardening, almost there, analyzing your parameters, applying Cisco iOS XC best practices. Okay, so it's just it's keep looping, but that's fine. Nice. So now I've been redirected again to the generated template, and it seems to work again. Okay, so I think we fixed one thing. This part is fine. Okay, so let's say to close that it's now working fine. Next steps, let's try to scroll back. So this is some of the ideas I had for this episode, so I think we can work on this. We didn't add any clock. Hang on, let me check. Clock time zone. So there is some clock time zone command. I think we want to make it better based on the region you want to deploy your switch. So we'd like to improve the clock time zone with this, and we'd like I think we can do this as well. So by default, I think best practice, any access port or unused port, like all the access port plus all the unused uplinks, should be shut down by default. So I think that'd be nice if we add like a toggle to shut or no shut the port by default. Do we want to apply this only on the access port? I'd say yes for now as a start. And we'd like to improve the no shutdown. Let's just copy paste. By default, no, actually that would be the option. So it would be only applied to the access ports for now. I think that's good for now. So I'm gonna reopen Tmux, Control B and D, no, Control B, D, does not work. Tech, Control B, D, no. The thing is, if we stop that, I guess it's not gonna work anymore. Oh yeah, it is. So the process is working in the background, it seems nice. So I'm gonna restart Cloud. Okay, let's see the prompt it's generated. So we want to update the Flask app with 2 improvements. Timezone dropdown. Map each time zone to the correct iOS XC clock time zone command, for example. Okay. Looks good, huh? Let's try it. I still have some credit. Or not, 16%. Should be fine. Tac. Let's wait a little bit. It keeps working on it. Do you want to edit the app.p? Yes, that's fine. We can see that it's adding some time zone. Yes. Do you want to re-edit the app.py? Yes, I do. Let's update the usage. 19%. Yep. So it seems it's unable to restore the process. Okay, it seems it's being stuck on that part. It seems it's stuck to restore the processes. Process, isn't it? Tac. So select true, yes, and then ask again for similar command. Don't ask again, I trust this part. Unicorn is running and the app responds with 200. Okay. So it seems it fixed the issue. Is that still working? It seems like it, yes. Unicorn restored it, timeout 120. Okay, so what's new? If we look at the dashboard, we need to scroll down. So actually, yeah, if we go into services and management, we can see different time zone. So just for the test, I'm gonna select US Central and access port default state shut down by default. That's nice. So let's do a quick test with another model. Let's choose 2960 for now. Tac. Actually, let's just try to generate this way. Generate. It doesn't go because we have this mandatory field default gateway, which I'm gonna put. Tac. Can I still go ahead? No, because I need to define some VLAN. That makes sense. Can I still go ahead? Yes. Okay, so that's the minimum requirements we need to apply that. Let's leave it some time again. Okay. So what do we see in there? Clock time zone CST -6. So it seemed to do the job. And if we scroll down to the access port, so you see, so we didn't define any uplink in this example, and it defined port number 1 as the uplink by default. Why not? That could be the way forward. Actually, I was gonna check the access port to see if the shutdown mode was working, and it seems to be the case, because we can see shutdown, and I guess it will be up to the last access port. Is it port 48 shutdown? Yes, so it's working very well. I guess one thing we can check, I'm not too sure about the clock. I'm not sure if we are missing another command here. Let's see, Cisco clock command, best practice, use best practices for network time protocol. It's more about NTP in there. Show clock, clock source. It's more about the time zone for me. Clock, time zone, best practice. Clock summertime. Cisco clock summertime. Config. Clock summertime, tac. To configure the system to switch automatically to summertime, use the clock summertime command. Okay. Clock summertime zone. Because in there we don't have the summertime option, we just have the time zone. Okay, it's working fine. I think we should add the clock summertime command. Cisco notes. Update the access switch form and prompt builder with summertime daylight saving time support. Add a daylight saving time toggle in the form. So no, I want it by default, so I don't want any toggle option. I want it by default applied. Remove the DST toggle from the phone entirely. Okay, I'm not sure if we need both here, so let's use another AI. On Cisco switch or routers, is that best practice to have both clock time zone and clock summertime commands? Okay, so we need to have both. So remove the DST toggle. Oh yeah, okay, I want to remove it. Apply clock summertime automatically. Okay. Tac. I'm not sure if this is what we expect, but let's see. Yes, that's fine. 23% of usage, okay. Yes. Okay, let's see what it does. Added summertime map with the 10 DST observing time zone. Okay, so I think it will show up depending on this. So if we do Europe, London, let's do the base config. Tac. We put a base VLAN. Tac. Generate. No, it's missing the name. Okay, let's see. Almost there, I guess. Please wait a bit. Okay. So what do we see in there? Okay, so clock time zone GMT, clock summertime BST recurring last Sunday. Okay, so it seems better. Let's challenge that against ChatGPT. What do you understand based on those commands? Tac. Those two lines are complete time zone plus DST, United Kingdom. Okay, time zone of set 0 hours. Yeah, so the device runs on UTC during hours. And daylight saving time, BST, British summertime, recurring, happens every year automatically. Last Sunday of March, last Sunday of October. Nice, okay, so I think we fixed that. It seems better to me. Let's see what we can do next. Okay, so last part we want to have a look at is about the management interface. So if we look at the dashboard again, I specified two fields to input the management IP and its default gateway. But depending on the switch model, so if we're using a 9200, 9300 or some older switches, we might leverage the dedicated management interface. So we want to be more specific about this. And this is what Cloud Code was telling me. So on the 93 or 92 series, there's always a management port, which is the best practice for me to use the out-of-band management port. And the thing is that this port is like separated from the data plane. Okay. On the other hand, if we are using Catalyst 2960, for example, there is no dedicated management port. So the best way to use a management IP is to assign it to VLAN 1 or to other specific VLAN inside your switches. which is like inbound management and not ideal. Okay, so I've done a bit of research, and basically I wanted to list all kind of access switches that we can find in the field right now. So I kept the 9300, 92. The more old one are the 3850, 2960, and the smallest one for small companies are the C1K, C1000. So I'm gonna try to update my VPS with all those model. Okay, so I'm validating this listing. Let's build the prompt. So I've already started cloud on the right on my VPS. So update the Flask app with a complete switch profile implementation. This is a major update to app.py and to the access switch form. Okay, so the good thing in that is that it's adding all the uplink details, the management details, if the switch is PoE, if the switch is layer 3 or layer 2 only. So that will give more details to Cloud AI later on. So it seems good to me. And it's saying, yeah, that if there is a management interface, we're going to use the management interface for the IP address and the management VRF. If the switch doesn't have a dedicated management interface, it will use a specific SVI. Let's see if we get to choose the VLAN ID for this management SVI or not. That might be our next step. Okay, so let's copy this, put it in cloud, tech, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so it's been running for about 2 minutes. All done. Here's a summary of what changed. Let's see the usage on the left. We are at 22%. Okay, so it's done all those changes. Let's refresh our dashboard. It seems to be the same, but we have more model. Nice. Okay, so this is what we expect. So you know what, we're gonna do a quick test. Let's reuse the 9200 model, sorry. And I want to see if the management interface has been provisioned differently. So this is my management IP, default gateway, trunk. Okay, I'm just gonna put one VLAN again, just for the test, tac, and it should be enough to generate the content. Tac. I'm gonna put that in Cloud Code for reference. I just tried. I can see the updated list of switches. Just tried template for 9200L model. And so we can see here the VRF, management VRF. I would have expected to see some IPs, but it's not the case. Actually it's in there, yeah. So the IP, the management IP has been configured within the gig O/O, part of the management VRF, so it's different from the data plane. IP address has been assigned here. It's in a no shutdown state, so that's fine. And let's look at the route. it's created a default route with this because this switch seems to need an IP route, a default IP route, compared to an IP default gateway on some of the switches. So it seems quite good to me. I think we're gonna stop the video here. That's good for today. Let's just say that, just try it, and it looks right. Tac, tac, tac. I'm just gonna put what it show here. Tac, 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 tac. Tac. So we can give him some feedback. The 9200L generates the right out-of-band management interface with VRF and both static routes. Okay, one thing to verify. So yeah, I will have to check the 2960X model, see if it comes up with a specific VLAN and an IP default gateway command, and I'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stop there. Alright, so I think we're done for the day, guys. Let's look at what we can improve in the next episode. So looking at what Claude is suggesting, we can improve the domain name plus the DNS field. So you know, the IP domain name plus the IP name server, because this is critical for the SSH usage. Then we want to look at the no IP domain lookup. So you know, this is the command you need to add if you want to prevent having the switch or the routers to be hanging for 30 seconds or more. So everyone knows this is a pain. And maybe as well we will add some kind of button to download the config, not just copy paste, but be able to download and save it as a real file on your PC. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in episode number 3. See you guys.